Checking out the Ethan and Lou Miracle Network, beefing it up, seeing the future of your life and raging in unison.
Okay.
Joining us now on the show in his regular weekly spot is the mayor of the great city of Danbury, Mark Boughton.
Hey, Mark.
What's up, gentlemen?
How are you?
Spectacular.
All anybody's talking about right now in Danbury, all anyone is talking about right now in Danbury is public gay sex. So many arrests on Mill Plain Road, and, we blogged about this last week. I blogged about it, and then we had a bunch of blogs hit over the weekend for some of the arrests. And the most surprising thing to me is that people continue to get arrested in the same place. Maybe they're not reading the paper.
Well, apparently they're not, right? So we had a bunch of complaints from people who use the park, and I set our detectives upon it, and they love this stuff, and they do a great job, and they began a stakeout, and lo and behold, it's become a mecca, if you will, for those individuals wishing to engage in nefarious conduct in the public. How's that sound? Good? That was good.
That was very
Look, if we get those kind of complaints, we follow them up, but it's weird. I mean, the one guy was like 85 years old.
Yes.
What is that? I told the cops they should have left him alone, because at 85, if you're still, you know what I'm saying?
He's still chasing it. Yeah.
Right.
How about a Groupon for a motel room or something?
What baffles me is none of these people were, well, not none, but most 90% of the people were not from Danbury. They were from, not far away lands, places we recognize, but it seemed to be the center point, the mecca for everybody. Yeah,
when we announced a partnership with Putnam County, I didn't quite envision this as one of the services we'd offer. But
can't blame you there.
A lot of people are definitely coming over there. It's got to be, not that I know anything about this stuff, but you know how there's the hetero app, right?
Yes.
Called, which one is that? Tinder, right?
Tinder, yeah.
And then I think there's one, there's a gay one, too, called Grindr.
Right.
So it must be on some kind of app like that where they're just meeting up for these anonymous sort of get-togethers, if you will. But it's really weird because, not that I'm an expert on these things again, but if you read the police reports, and I've read a few of them, it's like almost immediate. Like there's no, I'm like, guys, can't you, let it get a bottle of wine,
simmer.
Candles.
Let it simmer.
They meet up and they walk down the path and we arrest them. What's going on?
That's it. So,
anyway.
All right, you and I have an issue again. Here we are.
Oh, we're gonna, come on over to my office. I'll give you an issue.
So I go to Danbury Town Park over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And like everybody else, of course, I see the signs that say no alcohol, and I ignore them. I thought it was kind of a wink, wink, look the other way type of thing.
No, it's serious, but go ahead.
So I put the alcohol in my cooler, right? Mm-hmm. And I walk up to the entrance, and some 19-year-old kid stops me and says he wants to look at my cooler. I said, let me save you the trouble. There is alcohol in there and a buttload of it. And he said, well, you have to get rid of it, which I understand he's just doing his job. Then I walk back into the park to join my wife, and I find 15 people run in with 80-foot coolers. Nobody says a word. Why me, Mark? Why me?
I think Mark gave him the heads up.
Yeah, never admit to anything. What's wrong with you? I mean, right to the last second. I don't know. I wasn't me. I don't have anything, so.
Right.
But it is an issue there, so we do try to crack down. We have a whole new crew over there, and they've done a nice job this summer of keeping the place clean and presentable, and we've got a great waterfront director now. Michael Capiello is doing a really nice job for us. We're really pleased with that.
That was the guy with the bullhorn.
Yeah, he loves that bullhorn.
Loves the bullhorn.
but he's good at it. He's looking out for the kids, right? We don't want any problems.
Of course. Now, Ethan, you had blogged about something locally that had happened.
It was a debacle over the 4th of July weekend at Squan's Pond State Park. The budget had been cut, so there wasn't as much coverage as usual. Now we got the park full by 8:15 in the morning, and now people are trying to find places to park. In residents' driveways, along the side of the road, some walking down Route 37. And the selectman from New Fairfield, Susan Chapman, is down there trying to monitor the situation. And she tweet you a couple of things going on?
Yeah, she put up a tweet basically saying that they should not allow walk-ups. In other words, you can't park somewhere else and then walk down 37 because it's very dangerous. And she took a picture. And in the picture, frankly, there were a lot of people of color that were in the picture. And, of course, the state Democrats took that and said, and I retweeted her tweet. I just retweeted it, right?
Racist. They called you guys racist.
They did.
That's ridiculous.
It's just so silly. That's part of the problem with politics today. We got to go right there. There's not even a discussion about how the Democrats have so screwed up the state's budget and our business economy that we can't even afford deep officers on the weekend up there at Squan's Pond. That's not an issue. It's, you took a picture and therefore you must be racist. It's just so silly.
Whenever you join us, it's an obligation for us to spend a minute on Donald Trump. He seemed a little distracted by a mosquito the other day. And then had a bizarre moment where he just kept screaming about how he loved his son Eric and brought his son Eric up on stage. It was just a little bit of a weird presentation.
I got to tell you, though, I watched him last night, and he had everybody in that audience locked on. I mean, he is definitely connecting in a weird way that nobody's ever seen before. I told you before, I think he's going to shock a lot of people in this election. And, crooked Hillary, come on, give me a break. I mean, that poor naval reservist who got indicted last year for having like one document on his private laptop and ended up getting, 7 months in prison. She violates every possible law in the book, and they go, we're not going to indict her, though. We can't do that.
Times 30,000, right?
Yeah, it's like so unfair, and it's what makes people cynical about government. And I've heard from Democrats and Republicans alike that were just disgusted after the FBI director gave, his assessment of what she did. And, granted, it's not the crime of the century, but it was really careless and really stupid.
Right. All right, are you going to join me down at Danbury Town Park tonight?
Are you going to the movies?
Yeah.
Don't we have the movies tonight?
Yeah, tonight it's Mrs. Doubtfire. Very excited.
I'm really glad we took down the changing rooms. I'm getting a little worried about you hanging around the town park. We'll talk about that another time.
Here's the problem, and there's nothing wrong with the park. I don't want to be there. Okay, I want to be home. I can watch Mrs. Doubtfire at home. Like my wife is a normal person. She wants to socialize. She wants to go out and be around people. I don't.
But can I just say this? That movies at the town park were a creation of our recreation director, Nick Kaplanis, and this kid, Michael Cormier. And it's become very popular. Last year we had almost 600 people for one of the movies we showed. So it's kind of cool. You're right on the water, and they have the big screen and the whole thing, and it's become kind of a thing. So it's good.
Me and 600 people watching a movie tonight. That's how I wanted it.
And it's free. Right?
It is free.
If it's free, it's me.
That's right.
I told Lou I'd go down there and pull the plug if you'd like. Yeah, what happened to the movie?
Mark, thank you so much. We appreciate your time as always. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully less about public gay sex.
Okay, we'll try to work on that.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Please.
I like the use
Not
of
that there's anything wrong with gay sex.
No. I like
the public part. See, that's what concerns families.
I like the way he cleaned it up with the word nefarious.
Nefarious,
good use of the word nefarious.
I know. He was just trying to confuse us. So he's trying to slow down my questioning. He says something like nefarious. I got to spend 30 seconds here going, what the hell does that mean?
Right. You got your flunking waggles over there. All right, 8:56. We're going to talk to Rick Richards from Georgia Satellites coming up.
Yeah, because they'll be at Bacon and Brew
on Saturday. That's right. Starting at 3 o'clock.
That's the name of the event.
McDonald's today and get any